Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Thank you for being here. It's been an interesting morning for me so far, trying to get some stuff done at work. Had a couple of different meetings, all the fun stuff, right? Mm. Looks like oh, that's kind of weird. Hang on. Why is my network? Can you guys hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. I have network. I have two network connectivities here. Why is it doing that? Can you hear me? Check 1, 2, check. Says I'm going live. Says I am live. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. That'd be fantastic. Hello, hello, hello. Why in the world is it doing that? Okay, you can hear us. All right, cool. Well, thank you for popping in. All right, cool. It's giving me a weird error on stream. Huh. Oh, well, whatever. Well, if it drops, let me know. I'll repost the video because it actually does record it for me as well. But anyways. So, how you guys doing? It has been an interesting start to the new year. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Do me a favor. First things first. If you like the content, smash those likes. Helps other people find the algorithms, have other people who want this type of content to find the information here. Secondly, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I know you guys all have, but if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Get shared out on your socials and all that fun stuff, and help me grow the channel out. So it is going to be a fun next couple of weeks. I think next week I am planning on being in Texas for the Bitcoin benefit. Think he wants me to speak about some things. I'm not entirely sure yet how that's going to look right now, but yes. Let's see here. Thank you for that ping there. So let's run through here. What do we got? We got Busy Mountain. Good morning. How are we doing today? How's Texas today? If there's someone who posted something, it looks like I didn't get all of the things in there. Badass account. Good morning. How are you doing? Let's see here. Who do we got? Gloria. Good morning. Thanks for popping in here. Good morning. Busy Mountain. How are we doing? Yep, glad you can hear me. Perfect. Good. Tom, how's it going? Good morning. Let's see here. I got it paused. Thanks for popping in. Trinity Man, what's going on, my brother? And Crypto Sherpa, how's it going? Crypto Disposition. Good morning. All right. So, got a good crowd here. I can't see who else is watching because it doesn't tell me who else, where else, or whoever else is watching there. So if you're in here, pop in, say hey. It's going to be a good conversation today. So, it's been an interesting day. I had a crazy night last night. My wife is not feeling well. If you wouldn't mind praying for her, that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to make sure everything's taken care of for her. I'm not always perfect at it, but I tried very hard to take care of her. Appreciate that. So if I seem a little sluggish, that would be just kind of taking it easy today, trying to chill out and have fun with it. So, but anyways, yes. So let's see. Tom, Texas is cold. You should be where I'm at. Low got down in the 20s last night. And I can only imagine, like, Badass Counting, where they're at, that's cold. Like, up there, it's very cold. So, but anyways, thank you, Gloria. Much appreciated. Very much so. So, anyways, she seemed to be doing a little bit better and all that fun stuff. Just restless night of sleep for everybody. So, anyways, let's see here. So a little quick update for what I have going on at work, since I kind of spent some time on that yesterday. Some of the goals that we have is going to require me to have a W-2 job for a little while. So I'm going to figure out how to avoid it as long as possible. And I'm probably going to do maybe an exemption of some sort. So pray for that if you don't mind. If we had already accomplished some of those goals, it would have been a little easier to just be like, all right, let's have some fun with this. So, but that's not what the Lord has planned. I don't feel like. We prayed about it a lot yesterday. Spent a lot of time just seeking the Lord on that, trying to figure out how to appropriately make these right decisions. So I started the process of that this morning. We'll see what happens. Not entirely sure how that's going to look right now, but we'll see what happens. I may end up still having to go the route of providing the information regardless, or so I don't know. Still up in the air, but keep praying. Need wisdom on that one. It's a fun decision. Let's put it that way. Bandicoot, thanks for popping in. Glad you made it. Perfect. Let's see who else ended up popping in here. I'm probably missing somebody. That or it's not showing me everyone. I feel like it's not showing everyone. You guys are saying morning people that I don't see. Interesting. Huh. Alrighty then. Yeah, that is what it is. So fun times. Oh, there you are. Good morning, Lithia. How are you? The chat's in different orders. It's very weird. Cool. Hang on. Alrighty. So let's jump into today's show, right? So not sure if you guys heard or not. Actually, let's see if I just pop it over and just gonna jump right in. Why not, right? Let's have fun. Did not know if you guys heard or not, but Evergrande was been ordered to demolish 39 of its buildings on a Chinese report. The reason being is because apparently they acquired their building permits illegally. Even more fun for the real estate giant. So they are going to be demolishing those buildings. That's going to be so much fun for the people who are living in those buildings. And if there are people living in those buildings, because, they have all these ghost cities and whatnot. These are some of the buildings. It's massive amount of buildings, some massive buildings. But because they were built illegally, they have to now apparently demolish them. It doesn't make any sense for them to do that, personally. Coffee. Definitely need coffee today. Man alive, I'm feeling it. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Surge. The shares actually surged as much as 10% after trading started early in the afternoon before paring those gains back. They were at least up 1.3%. I still don't understand how people are even trying to buy. If people are buying this, they are legitimately stupid. And it's probably actually the local people who are in control. I got to be very careful with that what I say there. Who are actually propping up the business until this whole thing is over, because of the amount of bonds that they actually owe. The amount of money that this company owes is insane. $300+ billion on top of that, the interest payments that they can't even make are in the millions. It is ridiculous. It is really, really ridiculous. So it is interesting to actually see how people are coming through here and are maybe even buying it. If someone's buying that, I mean, legitimately, that is legit stupid. I want you guys to keep an eye on Evergrande. I'm trying to for you. Reason being is because this will ripple around the world. The reason it will ripple around the world from a housing perspective is because they are collapsing an economy. What people don't realize, they didn't realize until 2008. They still don't realize, though, that realistically speaking, housing is what the stock market is effectively built on. It's the bedrock of the economy, is what it's been said to have been called. And I really, really think that very, very much so think that you have very, very big bonds that are just straight up going to be failing. And I've already pointed out that BlackRock's already written off everything that they had with them. They did it before the end of the year. So this week's going to be an interesting week. We are going to have an interesting week in many, many ways. I think the Supreme Court hearing, Trump speaking, there's a bunch of other stuff taking place, which we probably talk at the Patreon show. By the way, I do a Patreon show at 4:30 every day. I did not get to do yesterday. I had a deadline to go pick stuff up out of my desk at my office because we are now 100% remote where I work. And they wanted all my stuff gone. So I had to go do that yesterday afternoon. And I ended up having to do it right in the time that I was going to do the show, and I did not have a second to do to record something for you. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, we will we'll do one this afternoon as long as everything goes according to plan. And I think I want to cover some interesting topics around some of the stuff I just mentioned that'll be happening later this week. So stay tuned for that. If you're not part of Patreon, it's $5 a month. Really, all that is so that I can have an unfiltered time of communication with you all and say things that I feel are truthful. You know what happens when you speak the truth? You get shut down, all that fun, stupid stuff. Anyways, on top of the 39 buildings, now you have investors yelling, "Return our money," that are protesting at the office of the Chinese developer. And the plot thickens, okay? The actual individual developers, this is what I said, no one's buying it. That's the fact that it went up 10% and then cut back to 1.3%. Ooh, that neck did not pop. Ow. And you have people outside basically protesting and picketing the actual, "We want our money." No one's buying that stock. You could easily see that that's being propped up by the banking system, if you will. Because they have a vested interest to prop it up. They have a vested interest to make it run and to make it continue to go, because they want all of their money that they originally invested back. So propping up the stock market for a minute here and then having it crash probably was a punch in the face, because they realistically can't keep it going. They really cannot keep it going. And this is what these people need to realize, is that investing in these businesses who do these shady, stupid stuff, need to realize that crypto is how they're going to be able to really make wealth going forward. And these businesses, this is something that's going to be a paradigm shift, I think. Like, these larger businesses are going to have to figure out how to build their stocks in some sort of cryptocurrency on a blockchain, to where it cannot be manipulated, to where they cannot arbitrarily print more stocks, where they cannot arbitrarily create more wealth in some sort of something like that. So please be aware of that coming down the pipe and be ready to it. Have the dry powder for it. Have the dry powder to be able to pick these companies up when they start launching their cryptos. Think about Hedera Hashgraph. They were a company that created a consensus algorithm that's very similar to the way a blockchain works, except it's different. It's using a protocol that the blockchain uses. However, they have some sort of way that they've patented how it does it. But they were a private company. I don't think they launched. Sorry, someone sent me a notification that was not anyone I know, and I was kind of scratching my head going, anyways, lost my train of thought from that. Oh well. Man. That's what happens when I don't have enough coffee. Need more coffee. Anyways, now if these companies don't start realizing that they need to start paying attention to how the blockchain is working, then they're going to end up collapsing under their own weight, because they're going to be big. People are going to move their investments out of those companies and into crypto-related assets. So if these businesses want to maintain themselves and stay relevant, they're going to have to start figuring out how to launch a token, a coin, some sort of something that cannot be manipulated on a blockchain, to be able to stay relevant when it comes to the stock markets. And I think we're going to see all that kind of stuff adjust probably this year into next year. In the next 5 years, you're going to see major corporations move into doing that kind of stuff. Sorry about that. So anyways, it's going to be very, very interesting. I think all this has to tie into this guy. All right. Sorry about that. China launches an app both in the Apple App Store and the Android, the Google Play Store, for its own digital currency as it looks to expand usage. Okay, you see kind of where this may be going. Okay, this is why they quote-unquote banned cryptocurrencies, because they were going to launch their own. I told you guys this. They're going to stand up their own. And they're going to do this to get around sanctions. They're going to do this to get around global control. And this is the thing. The U.S. controls the economy globally, technically speaking, because they have the U.S. dollar. Therefore, they can sanction anyone else in the world, preventing them from doing whatever, it costing more dollars to buy the same types of things, really strapping the economies. Well, when you stand up a digital currency, can't really do that. Especially if it's, say, backed by Bitcoin or backed by gold and silver or something like that. Now, I covered a couple weeks back. No, last week. I think it was last week. Last week was a blur. If Busy Mountain, that's a good point. If attention is value, which it is, and everyone is stuck in the metaverse, VR, then yeah. So if people are stuck, their attention's stuck in that, then it's going to all be digital anyways. So interesting point of view. Interesting comment there. So anyways, if we're moving into the cryptoverse, we'll call it the cryptoverse, not the metaverse, the cryptoverse, because the metaverse actually rides on a blockchain, so we'll call it cryptography. Anyways, yeah, most people don't realize it's already been going around. It's already been running for a while, but Facebook really shed some light on, or Meta, whatever they're freaking called now, shed some light on it's happening, and it's being something really interesting. So anyways, just be aware this is coming down the pipe. The central banks are going to launch digital dollars. And okay, now I remember what I was going to say. Back last week, I think it was, I talked about how Trump did not like cryptocurrency, but he wants a strong dollar. He wants this dollar, and I think he's just like with everything he freaking does, he doesn't give you all of the information of what he's talking about. And I think that they're going to probably launch their own CBDC, call it the dollar, the digital dollar, the D dollar, and they're going to make it maybe backed by metals of some sort. Go back to some sort of gold, silver standard, whatever, make it sound money. I don't think, well, they know that they cannot ban cryptocurrencies. They know that they cannot stop Bitcoin. They understand, you got to understand that. Now, just be mindful that when that happens, because it's going to happen, obviously, China's doing it. These other countries are doing it. When that happens, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, while they may be $100,000 at some point in the current USD, they will be revalued and be less and significantly less whatever the digital dollar is. Okay? Just be aware. Don't freak out when that happens. All right? All that means is that you have the same purchasing power, and most actually realistically you probably have more purchasing power when that happens. So just be aware. Is this let's see, I'm following those of you I'm following the chat here. This is interesting. Is this the cussing version of your show? Oh, because of the no. Nope. So just be paying attention to that. That probably is going to end up happening. There's going to be some sort of revaluation whenever they launch, the U.S. launches their digital version of whatever they're going to do. We're moving into the blockchain sphere, okay? And you look at Melania and how she's all about blockchain and NFTs and all this other stuff. Today I think is Bitcoin's 13th birthday when it was first launched initially. When the Genesis block was created. So happy birthday, Bitcoin. But, they're talking about blockchain technology being something that we're going to end up using in many, many ways. And that's something I've been talking about, right? I have publicly called out Trump Jr., Melania, and other people in the cabinet, if you will, on their public Twitters and wherever else, is be like, hey, y'all need to be paying attention to this. I've even God let me bump into somebody in the cabinet or the former cabinet, handed them my card, and talked to them about, this needs to happen for blockchain, needs to be something we use in many, many ways. Anyways, just be mindful of that coming down the pipe. So But yeah, founder of crypto lending platform argues that Bitcoin would hit $100,000 by mid 2022. I don't disagree. So Anthony, whatever, he's the lender Nexo. He's the CEO of Nexo. And they are still touting the $100,000 markers there. So, yes, Tom, thanks, sir. Smash those likes if you like the content. If you don't, no worries. But it helps other people who, what's going on, Thomas? It helps other people who have an interest in this type of information to find it. So that's all that really does. So thank you for reminding everyone of that one, Tom. So anyways, be aware that we might still see this 100,000, but if we have a revaluation, it may drop in nominal numbers, but the value of it will increase. Just don't freak out when that happens. Everyone's going to freak out if that happens, and they're going to say, oh my word, my $100,000 Bitcoin's worth 50,000 or 10,000 or whatever. It's going to nominally drop, but you'll be able to spend that $10,000 worth of Bitcoin significantly and buy a lot more because its underlying valuation is tied to some sort of metal, which that will explode as well. Silver, gold, palladium, whatever, platinum will all explode in the not too far future, I think. So anyways, just something else also to please keep in mind here is that, and y'all cannot read that, I forgot to bump that up. Musk still predicts a global financial crisis later this year, and I do not disagree. Predicting macroeconomics is challenging, to say the least. My gut feeling is maybe around spring or summer 2022, but not later than 2023. When do you think, the question is, he's answering, when do you think the next recession will be? Okay, he's specifically responding to Musk, and Musk responded to him. Just understand that when that happens, people are going to flee into cryptocurrency, just like they are in Turkey. They're going to seriously jump into Bitcoin, just like they did in Turkey. Now, just understand that when that happens, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. People can't get a hold of gold and silver anymore, so they're looking at how can I digitally protect my purchasing power, and that's going to end up being gold, silver, if they can get it. But they're really going to run into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that are related, so Ethereum, Litecoin, things like that. I hope no one touches Doge, but that's just my personal preference or opinion, if you will. It's just a stupid joke of a coin. Don't get me wrong, people made some money on it. Fine, I just can't support something like that. I cannot do that personally, so, but anyways. Fun times ahead of us. So anyways, so later today, I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. Later today, 4:30, I should have a Patreon show if I don't see anything barring me from doing that, regardless at this point. So, you guys have a wonderful and amazing afternoon, and I will see you at 4:30 Eastern. Talk to you later.